Hello, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Well, Grandma would like to continue reading you some more of the story of the children of Israel after they left Egypt and while they were traveling in the wilderness. After leaving Egypt, the Israelites traveled for a month in the wilderness. They became tired and discouraged. Their food supply ran out and they suffered from hunger. They complained bitterly to Moses, saying, "It would have been better if we had died as slaves in Egypt. At least there we had meat and bread to eat. You have brought us into this wilderness where we shall all die from hunger." God heard the Israelites murmuring and spoke to Moses. "Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. In the evening you shall eat meat, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God." The people wondered how meat and bread could be provided for them. They were far from any cities, in a dry desert where there were very few animals that could be used for meat. But that evening, quail came and covered the camp, providing the meat the Lord had promised. The next morning, dew covered the ground, bushes and rocks. After the dew melted, small, round, white granules were left. The people had never seen this before. They called it manna, asking one another, "What is it?" Moses answered, "This is the bread which the Lord has given you to eat. Gather an omer," which is a measurement which is approximately half a gallon. "Gather an omer of it each day for each person living in your tent." The people did as they were told. It was satisfying food, which tasted like wafers made with honey. Moses said, "Gather only enough for each day. Do not leave any of the bread till the morning." But some of the people did not obey Moses and tried to save some. Worms grew in it, and it smelled awful. Moses was troubled that the people had not obeyed. On the sixth day, Moses told the people, "Tomorrow is the Sabbath of the Lord, a day of rest. Today, each man shall gather 2 omers of manna for each person in his tent." That's twice as much as they normally gathered for each person. "Bake or boil it to save some for the Sabbath." The people were amazed. They did not understand. On other days, when they gathered more than they needed for one day, it spoiled. Even though they did not understand, most of the people did what Moses had instructed. On the morning of the Sabbath, to everyone's surprise, the manna they had gathered the day before did not stink. There was not a single worm in it. The few who had not obeyed went out on the Sabbath day to gather manna, but found none. The Lord was unhappy with these people because they had not kept the Sabbath day holy. The Lord said, "How long will ye refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? I have given you the Sabbath day as a day of rest. On the 6th day, I will give you food for 2 days. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day." So the Lord was trying to teach them, to help them to learn and to see the consequences of if they kept the commandments and what would happen if they didn't keep the commandments. Sometimes we are like children and we have to be taught carefully. We don't get it the first time around sometimes. The Israelites were in the wilderness for 40 years. During all that time, the Lord provided manna for them, and always on the 6th day, he gave them enough to last for the Sabbath. He wanted them to keep the Sabbath day holy, And today he still wants us to keep the Sabbath day holy, doesn't he? On another occasion, the Israelites came to a dry, desolate place called Rephidim. Moses told the people to pitch their tents, but they could find no water there and suffered because of thirst. They complained to Moses again. Why hast thou brought us out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Then Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do to this people? They be almost ready to stone me. They were so angry at Moses. The Lord said to Moses, go on before the people and take with thee the elders of Israel and thy rod with which thou smote the river. I shall stand before thee there upon the rock, and thou shalt strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, that the people may drink. Moses did as he was told, and water poured forth from the rock. The elders witnessed this great miracle. They knew that only through the power of God could water come from a rock in the desert. They knew God was providing for his people while they journeyed in the wilderness. God provides for us today, too, if we can just trust him and his timing. It might not always be according to what we think the timing should be, but God will provide for us, and he watches over us and will help us. And I hope that we can learn to keep the commandments. Remember, Grandma loves you.